Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome back to UniCert. Today I want to look at Unit 12, so let's get right into it. I just want to show you exactly what you guys need to study for the final test, and we will discuss that at the end of today's lesson. So let's get right into it. Okay, so in Unit 12, we're going to look at fashion and trends and something called consumerism. So if you look over here at 1.1, we'll start right here with the new words. Have a look at these pictures and we'll go through some of the adjectives and think about which adjective suits each picture. Okay, first of all, let's go down here. Fashionable. Okay, so we know what fashionable generally is. Think of some of the things that people wear: fashionable clothing, fashionable haircut, fashionable car, anything like that. That could be, I guess in Slovak it is modný. This is an interesting word, mundane. Okay, so you might not know this. I'm just going to switch over to the Word document. Hang on one second. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so mundane actually has two meanings, and if you can think what they are, what are they actually? Well, both of the meanings are opposing. That means that, you know, one meaning is positive and the other meaning is negative. So it's a very tough word to find actually in Slovnik, but I did find it just in the general dictionary. So look here. I'll zoom in a little bit closer. Mundane. Okay. The first meaning, it lacks interest or excitement. Okay. So something very dull. Okay. Something like nevýrazný. Okay. So you have like tupý, nudný, and things like that, monotone. But the other meaning, okay, is of this earthly world. Okay. So it's like světský. Okay. Rather than a heavenly or spiritual one. Okay, so it's not božský, but more světský. Okay, according to the Shinto doctrine, spirits of the dead can act upon the mundane world. Okay, so trendy. This is a great one. Okay, you've heard this word many times. There's a newspaper called Trend. Okay. So yeah, the same, something trendy is also something that is in, okay? Something that is new, either a habit, you know, it's trendy to go out to a restaurant at the weekend, or it's trendy to, you know, to wear some kind of brand, anything like that, okay? Elegant, a great word, okay? So we know something is elegant, you know, usually for a ball or for something formal. Stylish, it doesn't need to be formal, but, you know, it's something that's, you would see in magazines, something that's very common. Okay, it's very similar to fashionable. Here is another word that you might not be familiar with, drab. Okay, so if I go back to our Word document, okay, so you can see it down here. Yeah, okay, like nevýrazný, okay? Again, just like mundane, okay? It's something that has really no color. So it can be like it can be clothing, it can be a room, okay? Meaning that it's drably decorated. Also, the weather can be drab. There's no color. It's very gray and very cold. Then we have sophisticated, okay? This is luxurious, practical. Here's a great word. This is a very French word, chic, okay? Something that is chic is also very fashionable and stylish. Comfortable and impractical. So we have practical, praktický, okay? Remember, it's with ma, not in or unpractical, but impractical. So if you look at the pictures here, look at Achko and Bechko, you can see the difference. Okay, so Achko, or if we look at Achko, We can say they are fashionable. Not so much. Trendy, okay, can be. Something that's trendy, wearing bracelets or bangles or something like that. Elegant, yeah. Stylish, okay. Drab, no. Sophisticated, yes. Practical, okay, that's of course up to debate. If it were a really cold day, I don't know, maybe not so practical. Or if it were a really hot day, not so practical. Chic, yes. Comfortable, that's up to debate. And of course, impractical, okay, meaning the opposite. And if we go here, so these are very obi-Chinese, okay, very usual or very ordinary. That's the word I wanted, ordinary clothing. So then we can say mundane, niche mots, okay. We can say it's drab, okay, just a sweater and jeans or something like that. But it's very practical, yes, very comfortable as well. Okay, so I'm going to move on. We're going to listen to a recording. And when you listen to the recording, I want you to think about some of these things then, okay? So listen to the woman. What does she say about following fashion? So A, she realized the problems with fashions at an early age. B, she feels it's important to keep up to date with fashion. Or C, she spends a lot of money on buying the latest styles. Okay, I'm going to put it on a second time, and I also, if you can listen to it or try to take note the first time, think about, try to complete these sentences. They were item, remember item, poloshka. Okay, they went fashion. I'm not very fashion. They know what's fashion. They spend their money on it's just a kind of trend, and it will soon be date, okay? Anyways, I'm going to put on the first part here and choose either A, B, or C. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. Hang on a second. Okay, I think I've got it.
Track 24.
Yes.
When I was about 11, boots with really high heels were all the rage. I begged and begged my mum to get me some, but she refused. I remember how upset I was, but within a month there was some other must-have item and the boots went out of fashion. That taught me how fickle the world of fashion can be. I wouldn't say I'm fashion conscious at all now, though a few of my friends are. It's not that they are real trendsetters or anything, it's just that I don't pay as much attention to it as they do. They always seem to know what's in fashion, and they spend just about all their money on the latest trend. They just don't seem to realize that it's just a passing trend and it'll soon be considered out of date. That's why I prefer classical styles, which aren't really affected by fashion trends.
Okay, then I'm just going to stop that. Oh, hang on.
Track 24.
Okay, so I'm going to play it a second time here, okay? So hopefully you've figured out whether it was A, B, or C. Did she, realize she had problems at an early age? Or does she feel it's important to keep up to date, to keep actualne, okay? Or does she spend a lot of money on buying the latest styles? And, okay, in this part, I want you to follow along and fill in the blanks here. Okay, there we go.
When I was about 11, boots with really high heels were all the rage. I begged and begged my mum to get me some, but she refused.
Poprosila, begged.
I remember how upset I was, but within a month there was some other must-have item and the boots went out of fashion. That taught me how fickle the world of fashion can be. I wouldn't say I'm fashion conscious at all now, though a few of my friends are. It's not that they are real trendsetters or anything. It's just that I don't pay as much attention to it as they do. They always seem to know what's in fashion, and they spend just about all their money on the latest trend. They just don't seem to realize that
Oh, okay, something happened here. Hang on a second.
it's just a passing trend, and it'll soon be considered out of date. That's why I prefer classical styles, which aren't really affected by fashion trends.
Okay then, so on the next page, go through some of these things here because I want to choose some of the words for our test coming up in May. So for example, these are collocations. Remember, the collocation is 2 or maybe even 3 words to create one word. Okay, so think about that. You have to cross out the word, like just, skriknut, which word doesn't belong. So we can have a fashion statement. Okay, remember a statement is, I think you say vyhlášení, okay? But when we say a fashion statement, okay, there is a meaning for the reason why you are wearing something. Fashion clothes, okay? Fashion accessory, okay? Doplňky or doplnok, and fashion conscious. You have to think about which one of these 4 does not go, okay? The answer actually is fashion clothes, okay? We don't say that, we say fashionable clothes, okay? But it doesn't collocate. A fashion accessory is some jewelry or something that, maybe a belt, something that goes with it. And fashion conscious, just like the woman said, okay, is to be aware, okay? To have an idea of what is in fashion. Also, it's important to look also at the error warning. I'm just going to make it smaller. Clothes. The word clothes is always plural. Okay, so we don't say one clothed. Okay, but we say clothes. Okay, if you want to use the singular, well, then you need to say the name of the item. I bought some new clothes. Okay, so we know, it's plural, some things. I bought a shirt in that shop. Okay, but if we use an item of clothing, okay, remember, clothing is also a little bit different. Okay, clothes are what we physically wear. Okay, clothing is more of an abstract. Okay, the police took away an item of clothing, okay, meaning like a piece of clothes, okay, an item of clothing. So the police were doing their vyšetření. They found something on the ground, maybe a shoe or something like that, but we don't know what it was, but we can call it an item of clothing. And then dress. Now this is an important word, okay? Dress can mean one item. In English, a dress, okay, like a red dress, is singular. Now, I know that in Slovak it is plural, but in English it is singular, okay? But dress can also be clothes of a different or of a particular type. For example, ceremonial dress, okay? Like if you go to a wedding in an exotic country, okay? Or there's a funeral or something like that, okay? Ceremonial dress is the appropriate clothing, okay? Or the clothes that you wear to that ceremony. Okay, have a look here. Designer. Okay, designer label. Sure, that's a good one. Okay, designer handbag. Okay, that's a nice word. We don't use purse so much. Okay, the kabelka. Okay, but a handbag. Okay, a Gucci handbag. Designer goods. Yes, that's a good one. Designer supplies. The supplies are zasoby, so they don't really become anything designer. Okay. Go through all of these ones, okay? You can check your answers at the back of the book. That's no problem at all, okay? I don't want you to do any of this stuff here for the speaking. That's not necessary. This one here, though, is extremely important. Okay, so I want you to use a dictionary. Okay, well, that's okay. Actually, I have some of the words already translated for you. You need to decide if the word means to keep it or it means to get rid of. Okay, this is all together. This is a phrasal verb. Okay, we have get rid of, zbavit. Okay, zbavit sa. Okay, something. So store. Okay, remember store can be obchod. In America, they call the obchod the store. They don't say shop too much. But store also mean to skladat, okay, or to keep something, okay. So store in the refrigerator, keep it. Dispose of, okay. Yeah, dispose of is to get rid of. This is formal, this is informal. Here's an interesting word, hoard. Okay, so if I go over here, look at what I found here. So I went on to Slovnik SK, hoard. Okay, we saw many images of people in the United States, also here in Europe, you know, where people were hoarding, you know, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, things like that. They were keeping it for themselves. Oh, not that one. This one here. Okay, archive. Archive. Yeah, it's to keep something on file, throw away. This is very informal, right? Vihodit or zahodit, abandon, okay? Opustit, okay? Maintain, okay? We know that is to keep something. We maintain the roads, okay? Meaning we keep the roads clean or in good repair. Discard. Discard is a very formal word. Discard also means to get rid of something. Save. Save is to keep something. Look at this word here, consume. Consume, right? Spotrebovat. A consumer is a person. Hoard is a verb. Hoarder is the person who has a house or an apartment full of many, many things, usually useless, zbytočné věci. Okay, so consume, okay. Well, it's not really to, well, I don't know. Is it to get rid of something, okay? Or is it to keep something, to consume something, okay? We're consuming a lot of energy, okay? So yeah, it can be we're getting rid of the energy at the same time. Look at this one, stockpile. Okay, this is another interesting word. So I'll go back to our document here. It's very, very similar to hoard, okay? But hoard is more of like a disease, okay? Like a choroba. Stockpile is not so bad, okay? Like, for example, it means I know something is happening, so it's more about saving, okay? So I don't know about železná zásoba, okay? But again, it's very similar to hoard, okay? I can see these two words here, but stockpile is to create rezerva, okay? So I need to stockpile something, okay, because later I might need more of them, okay? Let's go back here. All right then, dump, okay? Dump, okay, like the smetisko, okay, like the dump, we call it in English, okay, the garbage dump, the rubbish dump. And to dump something is just to, you know, drop something, okay? We don't want it anymore. Retain, okay, it's another nice word, to keep something, okay? So retain your receipt, the bloček, okay? Eradicate, that's another nice word, okay, to eradicate something. Look at this one here, vyhubit, okay? We want to eradicate crime. We want to eradicate disease. Yeah, we want to eradicate the coronavirus. and also eradicate evil. Ooh. Preserve, okay, to preserve something, okay, like chránit, okay, to keep it for a long, long time, right? And to conserve something. Look at conservation, okay, can be, but when we conserve something, it's also more in the sense of saving something, like shetrit, okay? So I need to conserve something. I need to conserve my money. I don't want to spend it all, or I don't want to spend it too quickly. Okay, so if you want then, okay, you can complete the following sentences, okay, with the most suitable verb from the table. So rather than plastic bags, okay, people should recycle them. So rather than get rid of them, okay, but think of, a good word that might, fit here. Rather than dispose of plastic bags, yeah, or rather than throw away plastic bags, people should recycle them. To prevent, okay, to bránit. Littering. It's a great word. Littering. Litter is both a British word and an American word. And litter, of course, is, smetty, okay? But to litter means to throw your the balenia or the plechovka, prazna, nazem, okay, and not into the smetnik wash. So to prevent littering, the company has put a warning label, has put a warning on the label asking us to the wrapping, remember the balenia, carefully, okay? So we have to do something to it, okay? Think of it, okay? We want to get rid of it, okay? So we don't want to so much throw away, but discard, okay? Or maybe dispose of, something formal. So I'll let you do that on your own time, okay? Try and do these ones here from number 1 to 5. There is a reading passage. If you want to do that, I would be very happy. Read the passage. It's very similar to stuff that we've done already in the tests. You read it, you answer yes, no, not given. Okay, so you have 6 questions here. But the final thing that I really want you to look at are these words. Okay, so consumerism. Okay, so we looked at consume above, right? Spotrebovat. We looked at consumer. Spotribav, I can't even say it. The person who consumes. Let's just go over here. I think I have it already. There we are. Consumption, spotreba, and then we have something very strange here. Okay, now consumerism. This one looks very similar to the English word. Okay, consumerism, okay, is, maintaining or caring about the rights of the consumer, okay, the customer. It's also a movement, okay, that's like a hnutje, okay, for the protection of, consumer interests. That's the word I'm looking at. Spotrebitel, okay, consumer. If I go back here, we have personal consumption. This is what I use in a week. Disposable income. Let's see if I have it here. I do have it here. Disposable income. Okay, disponibilny dôchodok. Okay, it's not so much the dôchodok, okay, but it's more about the income, okay? For example, disposable income of a household, okay, so it's what is available, what we can spend, okay, what is useful. There's a lot of income that is not, not available because you get the money then you spend it on your rent or the hypotheca, you know, all those basic things, okay? And your disposable income, you know, is basically all the money that's used for the household, okay? Things like that. And if I go back here, spending patterns, okay? I think that's quite clear what that could be, okay? You know, I tend to spend more money on, you know, one thing and less money on another thing, okay? Mass branding, okay? All right, so mass branding, yeah, when you give a, you know, it's a way of, of marketing your goods, okay? So it's branding when you give a značka for a big part or a majority of people in the public. And here, the acquisitiveness, I think I saw it up here. Yes. Okay. Nenasit nost pomajetku. Okay. Prospecharstvo. Okay, these are interesting words then. Great. Okay, so I want you to think of those words, and the definitions are underneath. That's all you need to do is just fill everything in. And then finally, at the end, it's really up to you if you want to go through the test practice or not. But in fact, you know, hang on a second here. I'm just going to go back to the selfie. Okay, so actually, in fact, the reading stuff, you don't really need to worry about that too much because we've already done reading. I think our next test should just be the A, B, C, D multiple choice. I think I might make it longer though, not like 20 questions, but maybe 30 or even 35 questions, okay? Or at least 35 points. So some of the questions might have, you know, fill in A, B, C, and D or something like that, okay? But nevertheless, there will be 35 kolonki, I guess you call them in Slovak, so, or these medzeri that you have to fill in. And it will all be based on the vocabulary. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. All right. I hope everybody is well and safe, and just keep you know, studying away at the IELTS. Okay, so the test will be the middle of May. So we've got a Predolženi weekend this weekend, and then we have one the following week, and actually, yeah, if you know, if you want to send me an email, if you know of a very good time when we can do the test, because I'm not in contact with your other professors, other teachers from the other courses, so I don't want to give you the test on the same date that you're already doing a test for another course. So I'm thinking that after the Osmeo Maya, the May 8th weekend, so May 8th is Friday, so 9, 10, so May 11th would be, or May 18th, okay? So it's really up to you. Write me, bud 11. Maja, May 11, or 18. Maja, okay? May 18th, and we can write the test, okay? And just let me know what date is most convenient for you. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.